Yeah, hello fam. Wherever you are, I extend my deepest greetings and warm greetings. Whatever you take it, just take it. You understand? Let's talk about Easter being a tool which is being exploited by our leaders. You understand? You have to understand that Easter is a colonial project. It's just like going to church every Sunday. It's just like celebrating Christmas and all of that. This is our colonial project, you understand? And when we talk about a colonial project, what is it? We know that the colonial project didn't come here to help us as Africans. So, it is through the colonial project that is why some of our forefathers were taken out of our country, were enslaved and put in chains and all of that. It is through the colonial project. So now we sit in our own countries, then we embrace Easter like it's a good thing. What is the goodness about Easter? That some white guy died for the black people and every year we have to celebrate this white guy who came to die for the people. Is that true? That is not. It's not true and it can never be true. There is no white guy who came to die for the black people. If you study history, you find out that our forefathers, our predecessors, were not nailed to the cross, they were hanged. That is the truth. You understand? So, why do our leaders ignore this truth and feed the people with lies? Listen, I'm telling you something. When you are a child and you're growing up, you want to become like somebody. You want to look up to somebody, you understand? So it's either you look up to the journalist who is on the television screen, you look up to the member of parliament, you look up to the president, you want to become the president, you want to become a lawyer, you want to become a musician. When you were a child, that is how you think. You understand? So, you keep following these people, your pastors, your preachers who are on the TV screens. You keep following them. You want to become like them. You want to be successful in life. Every child wants to be successful. And the only way for us to see success is what we are being shown, what we are being told. And we are being told that, oh, this guy is successful. Kufuor is the president. He's a successful man. Mahama is the president. He's a successful man. You can talk about the musicians. You can talk about the preacher man. You understand? These are successful people, and these are some of the people our children want to be like. Now, these people, every now and then, they are feeding you with information. That information is supposed to guide you. It's supposed to help you build a better life. You understand? And when the information they are feeding you turns out to be lies, exactly, the lies that they keep feeding you, when that information turns out to be lies, what happens to the kid? It means that the kid is being fed with lies every now and then. And is it good for a kid to be fed with lies? You understand? So, when the leadership teaches the people the truth, the people will grow up living in truth. But this is the situation in Africa. The leadership have joined the cabal, the lying cabal, the colonial project which keeps lying to the people. And they are lying to the people every now and then. Just imagine the 10-year-old kid and the 12-year, the 15-year-old kid hearing from the president or the minister or the member of parliament, hearing from, I know the musicians have been doing so well, the musicians are trying so hard to break the people out, because when you listen to some of the musicians like Bob Marley, used to tell you that emancipate yourself from mental slavery and all. Some of the musicians are trying, you understand? The problem with Africa is not the musician. The problem with Africa is the system. The government, the chief, and what have you, all of them form part of the system which is trying to still keep the people in bondage, you understand? Because when you find out that Easter is a colonial project, and that what we have to tell the people is that, hey, there is no white man, there is no Caucasian who came to die for the black people. In fact, the black people were hanged. When you hear the president talking like this, it carries weight. But the president is not going to tell you that. The preacher man is not going to tell you that. Do you know why? Because they are part of the system. The system that is supposed to keep the people enslaved. The system that we are living in does not bring the best in the people. The system is an exploitation system. It exploits the ignorant. It exploits the poor. You understand? That is the system we are living in. So the president is not going to tell you that Easter is a bad thing. The president is going to wish you that Easter, Good Friday, or Happy Easter. That is what the president is going to tell you. Because when the president begins to tell you that Easter is a sham, then hey, you're going to be awake. You're going to grow up being awake. That is what they don't want you to be. Awakening is what they don't want you. Because when you are awake, when you start questioning this, when you start listening to truth, you wake up to reality. And that is what some of us keep doing. We want to wake the people up to reality. We want to tell the people that, hey, whatever you have been told is wrong. You have been miseducated. You have been lied to, and these lies are being propagated to you like truth. Because when you hear the president, you hear Muhammad talks about Happy Easter and let us all be peaceful and all of that, you think it's a good thing. Because Muhammad is not a small guy. Muhammad has become the president before. You think it's a good thing coming out from these people. But the truth is that it has never been good. You see, that is some of the propaganda they have been feeding us with for a very long time. The propaganda that tells you that Jesus came to die on the cross and all of that. The propaganda that tells you that the colonial project came to help us. In fact, when you study deep into history, you see that there is nothing glorious about the colonial project. So this is what we expect our leaders to be talking to the people. We do not expect our leaders to go ahead to tell the people that celebrate Easter. We do not expect our leaders to go ahead telling the people that it is good a Friday and all of that. And when you listen to Dick Gregory, when he talks about a man who dies 1 year, a man dies in March, the next year the man dies in April, and you celebrate this, he says that that man can never die twice in different years. You understand? It doesn't make sense. I understand that we go to school to go and learn knowledge, sensible things. That is why we go to school. So why would we be fed with so much nonsense? The leadership feeding us with so much nonsense. Because hey, when the leadership starts feeding you with sense, it means that the system is being broken. And the leadership that we have today can never, listen, they can never talk to you like we do talk to you. We are trying to break you out from that leadership. You understand? But that leadership that you're in can never break you out. Because they are not, it is not their job to break you out. It is their job to keep you in. Because that is what gives them money. When the pastor talks to you about, hey, you don't have to celebrate Christmas again, you don't have to celebrate Easter again because it's part of a colonial too. It means that the pastor is naturally dissolving the church. You understand? He can no longer get the people to rob in the name of God. He cannot no longer take offertories. He can no longer take collections and all of that. You think the pastor is going to do that? The pastor is not going to do that, because when the pastor does that, the church is being broken, so the pastor cannot do that. That is why we have taken it upon ourselves to educate you. So there is nothing glorious about Easter. How can somebody who comes to rape us, torture us, steal from us, somebody who amputated our children and all of that, sentence our forefathers on plantation farms, how can this somebody present to you a God and you follow this somebody? Because what? Wake up. Wake up. The African man must wake up. The African man must begin to listen to some of the messages that we present. Because we are presenting the truth message. The messages that your teachers, your pastors and all of that, they cannot teach you. The messages that your pastors cannot tell you. That is what we present. I don't want to talk about power. I don't want to talk about education. You understand? Because we have been miseducated. And even today, we are being miseducated through the government policies. You understand? When somebody goes to school, he goes through the school system, and once he completes school, he goes to work for the government. So when the government begins to tell you the truth, he is automatically breaking the system. You understand? That system is what gives them power. You understand? So when they break that system, when they begin to tell you the truth and they are breaking that system, it means that they are losing power. They don't want to lose power. And they don't want you out of the box. But we want you out of the box. That is why we want you to join us. That is why we want you to follow us. So that we can be strong. In numbers, we are strong. Join us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And let us fight these oppressors. I know that is difficult. But hey, let us do it today. So that the next generation that follows us will have something to hold on to. So that they can continue the fight. You understand? Let me bring you down to the NPP and this situation in this country. You understand? The NPP wants their legacy to be continued. That is why every now and then when the old man is about to go, he recruits a new guy, a young guy, and a youth. That is why they are recruiting youth every now and then. Because they want their legacy to continue. The pastor is recruiting his child to continue his legacy because that is what gives him money. That is what feeds the family. You understand? So they do not want their legacy to die. So you understand? They do not want their legacy to die. So when we also keep doing, waking up the people, when we also keep doing it, we pass on the torch to the next generation to continue. And I tell you with time, we can break the people out from this nonsense. So forget about the Easter celebration and all of that. You do not need somebody to die for you to live a better life. You understand? A clean consciousness, a clean conscience does not worry about all these things. Wake up and let us begin to realize that we are in a box. And we are in this box because our leaders are keeping us in it. Our leaders are keeping us in this box and they are feeding us knowledge all the time to keep us in the box. We are going to break out. We have to. But it's going to take struggle. That is why we can't give up. Let us fight. Join us. Subscribe to the channel and make her hear your thoughts. Put comments in the comment box.